The giant screen didn't show my quarterly deck. It glowed a nauseating green, my WhatsApp chat. Babe, what color are you wearing today? Guess right and you get a prize. Guess wrong and I'll punish you. Every line was X-rated. Every word a dagger. Sender, my online fling. Deep end. Recipient, me. Audience, every Caldwell executive, including the big boss himself. I wanted to evaporate on the spot. Then, from the head of the table, the man who never wastes a syllable, our glacial CEO Adrian, spoke. Voice flat. Proceed. I died. A public, corporate death. On the massive wall. The thirsty texts between me and my cyber boyfriend deep-end scrolled in all their shameful glory. Baby, sleep well last night. Nope. You starred in every dream. Little liar. Flirting again. Then should I keep flirting? Big bro. The box kept crawling upward. Each message landed like a slap. Loud and burning. Blood flooded my skull. Ears ringing. I nearly blacked out. It was my own laptop. And I'd triple-checked before mirroring the screen. Who touched my computer? I spun around, hunting through a sea of smirks. My gaze locked on Blake, my direct boss. Shock plastered over his face, but the corners of his mouth twitched upward. Him. Had to be him. Yesterday, I'd shot down his pet idea in front of everyone. Ice crystallized in my veins. Done. Not just social death. Career death. I could already see tomorrow's INTRAE guest CLIJL 1 equals R plus about voted. $K. Bills $Ns Culture Park WF0 Fatal Sharnafang Achieve Jaists Readlebit equals. Skye. Ahem. A soft cough from the head chair. I turned like a condemned prisoner. Adrian. Our founder. 28. Already a global legend. Cold. Impeccable. An alabaster statue rumored to be allergic to women. He leaned back. Long fingers drumming the table. Tap, tap, each beat a hammer on my ribs. His calm gaze slid over the obscene words, then settled on my ash-white face. An ocean-deep look. Unreadable. Crushing. Skye. I jolted upright. Adrian. Nothing came out but sand. Explain what? That isn't me, but the avatar. The nickname, mine. The boardroom held its breath, waiting for the axe. Probably a public, merciless firing. Your quarterly deck, he said, voice still cool. We're short on time. I blanked. He wasn't going there. Not just me. Everyone froze. A colleague tugged my sleeve. I snapped awake, slammed the laptop shut. Silence. But my heart pounded louder. I reopened PowerPoint, forced myself to speak, voice trembling. Needles of eyes stitched my skin, especially the pair from the head chair, hot, sharp, probing. I never once looked back. 15 minutes stretched into a century. When I finished, sweat glued my blouse to my spine. Done? Adrian asked. Yes. Next. 3 indifferent words, then he looked away. Like I was furniture. I sank into my chair, brain blank. Why didn't he fire me on the spot? Saving face. Only to bury me later. Had to be it. I was finished. 5 years of hustle. Ashes. The instant the meeting broke I bolted. Skye. Hold up, his voice. Dripping fake concern. Focus. Kiddo. Daydream on your own time. He patted my shoulder, sighing like a disappointed dad. Be grateful Adrian's generous. Next slip and you're out. I stared at his mask-like smile, stomach churning. I clenched my fists so hard nails drew blood. Director. Care to explain how my laptop, your laptop? He blinked. Innocent. You misclicked. That's all. Don't blame others. Head shake. Gone. I shook with rage. Back at my cubicle I messaged deep-end. We're done. 5 icy words, then block. Delete. I didn't know if he'd see it. Nothing mattered anymore. 3 months of midnight giggles. Evaporated. I didn't even know his real face. His job, only that velvety voice that used to tuck me in after 18-hour days. Now that comfort had twisted into a blade. I folded over my desk. Tears soaking my sleeves. Skye. A cool voice above me. I jerked up. Adrian stood beside my partition. Colleagues gawked. Come to my office. He turned, stride long and detached. Judgment hour. I wiped my face and trailed him to the top floor corner suite that screamed power. Doors opened. He stood at the floor-to-ceiling window. Sunset painting his silhouette gold. Black suit immaculate. No tie. Top buttons open. Throat and collarbone pale and stark. Aloof. Untouchable. Adrian. I stared at my shoes. He didn't turn. No, why you're here? Yes, I'll resign. I'm sorry for the disgrace. Silence stretched, only my pulse for company. I braced for his nod of approval. Instead, he faced me. Gaze fathomless. I don't care about your resignation. He approached. Leather soles drumming, each step a stomp on my heart. I care that You blocked me? My head snapped up. World tilting. Blocked him. What? My brain blue screened. His lips curved. Chilly. Forgotten already? That baritone rumble detonated in my skull. Every night's lullaby. My anonymous baby. Deep end. Impossible. More absurd than the public humiliation. The unreachable Caldwell demigod and my tender midnight companion. One person. My lips trembled. No sound. Feels like a silent nightmare. Memory returning? Amusement glittered in his eyes. He stepped closer. I backed into the door. Spine cold. Arms caged me. Standard wall trap. Pure testosterone and menace. Why'd you block me? Repeat. Softer. Lethal. I could count his lashes. The tiny mole under one eye. I don't know what you mean. Last ditch. Voice cracking. Pathetic. No. A low chuckle vibrated through me. Then this should refresh you. He lifted his phone. Our vanished chat glowed alive. His WhatsApp avatar. A bottomless blue sea. Deep end. Final illusion shredded. I squeezed my eyes shut. Speak. Cool fingers tipped my chin up, forcing me to meet twin black holes. You talked plenty in the boardroom. Mock laced his tone. Cat got your tongue now? Shame, fury, panic, volcanic. I shoved him away. Adrian, please respect boundaries. Boundaries? An eyebrow arch. Skye. 3 months, every word, every selfie, every goodnight. Big bro, I remember. Stop. I screamed. Voice breaking. I couldn't bear another syllable. Had I really cooed a good to this iceberg and spammed him fresh manicure pics? Kill me now. What do you want? I glared through tears. Laugh at me. Blackmail. He erased the smirk. Turned businessman again. Leaned on his desk. 2 choices. 1. Walk out. File resignation. Forget deep end ever existed. Fuss. Erased. 2. His pause ate the oxygen. Stay. Pick up where we left off last night. Brain static. Last night, I'd worked till 11. He'd kept me company. Finally, baby. It's late. Go to sleep. Me, sing me out. He'd sent a 60-second voice note. Sappy, sleepy endearments in that lethal rumble. And I'd shamelessly replied, Big brother, the voice alone isn't enough anymore. When do I get to see you? At the time, he'd messaged back, soon. So when he said, let's keep talking, he'd meant, meet, in the most mortifying way possible. I stared at Adrian's handsome, blank face and felt like a stand-up comic bombing on open mic night. He'd known it was me from the start. He'd watched me waltz straight into the trap he'd dug, watched me flirt and preen right in front of him, and enjoyed every second. The man is terrifyingly calculating. I'll take option 1. I practically spat the words. Pride wouldn't let me pick door number 2. Sure. Adrian's brows lifted a fraction, as if the choice surprised him. Positive. I squared my shoulders, desperate not to look as wrecked as I felt. Good. He nodded, pulled a folder from his drawer, and slid it across the mahogany. Resignation letter. Fill it in and you can leave now. Crisp. Clean. Zero hesitation, like the guy who just offered option 2 had never existed. A weird emptiness welled up, but mostly I felt free. I picked up the pen, ready to sign. Wait. Adrian spoke again. I looked up. Pour the NDA. Once you quit, you stay out of the industry for 2 years. And anything said in the boardroom today stays inside Caldwell. Leak it. He didn't finish the sentence. The warning in his eyes did it for him. My hand froze midair. 2 years on the bench. I'd busted my butt for 5 to finally get noticed. And now I'm supposed to start over. Might as well ask for a kidney. And leak. I'm the victim here. He's still strutting around while I carry the can. Having second thoughts? Adrian caught my hesitation. A mocking lilt in his voice. I set the pen down and glared. Adrian, what the hell do you want? For the first time I used his name, no title, no filter. Having fun playing me? Playing you? He laughed like I'd told the best joke in town. Skye, you friend me. You flirted. I played along. I had nothing. Because it's true. 3 months ago a friend sent me an invite to a semi-anonymous voice-only social app. That's where I met Deep End. His voice, cool, smoky, cello low, hooked me on the spot. I added him myself. I started it. I thought we had a 3-month romance. Turned out I was a fish in his net from day one. Then why? I refused to drop it. You're the big boss. Why waste time on a cheap game? Adrian said nothing. He walked to the sideboard, poured 2 fingers of Macallan, and offered me one. No comment. He took a slow sip. His Adam's apple rolled, stupidly sexy. Watching him, I finally understood. To a man standing on the peak of the pyramid, my online persona was nothing but a distraction. A Tamagotchi he could delete whenever he got bored. Looks like today he's bored. Or he wants a new twist. watch Skye squirm in real life and dance to his tune. I tossed the whiskey back in one fiery gulp, felt it scorch my throat and light a fuse in my chest. Why should he hold all the cards? I'm no one's chew toy. Fine. I slapped the glass onto the table. I'll take option 2. I lifted my chin and met his probing stare. Adrian, how exactly do you want to continue? A flicker of genuine surprise crossed his eyes, gone almost before it registered. He hadn't expected the U-turn, let alone the dare. He set his glass down and studied me as if I were a brand new specimen. Thought it through? Every angle, I said, letting my smile turn kittenish. But I have conditions. List them. 1. Avoid every disciplinary action and give me a promotion. His brows drew together. Rationale? Rationale? I echoed, laughing. We're not discussing quarterly numbers. Adrian, this is a game, and you're betting my career. I want chips on my side of the table. To hell with caution. If he wants to play, let's shuffle the deck and see who folds first. He held my gaze for a solid 30 seconds, X-ray vision, trying to see through bone, then dipped his head. Done. Next quarter you're deputy director of planning. Inside. I cheered. Deputy director? 5 years of overtime and sleepless nights. Finally mine. The irony tasted like champagne and arsenic. Second, help me drag whoever set me up into the light. I meant Blake. No hard proof. But the stink points straight at him. That goes without saying, Adrian said. Voice glacial. Nobody touches my people. My people. The phrase slid off his tongue like ownership. My pulse stuttered. Third, I stepped closer, brushing the ruby cufflink on his left sleeve. Cold metal. Burning skin. His frame tightened under the wool. I make the rules. I locked eyes with him. Syllables crisp. You obey. The air congealed. In his dark irises a spark caught. Flared. At last he gave a low, amused laugh. Interesting. He caught my wrist and tugged. I stumbled straight into his chest. Hard. Hot. Cedar-scented. Skye, sure you can afford the buy-in? His breath feathered my ear, scattering goosebumps. Only one way to find out. I forced my brightest smile, tilted my face until our lips almost brushed. Or should I say, deepened. Big bro. I stretched the last 2 words. Soft and syrupy, the exact line that used to make him groan on voice chat. His Adam's apple bobbed again, the fire in his eyes kicking higher. Deal. He released me, smoothing his jacket back into CEO armor. Conditions accepted. Start your game anytime. He looked like a kid on Christmas morning. No, like a jaguar watching a gazelle step closer to the ravine. Every alarm in my skull went off. Too late. Arrows knocked. Strings drawn. I exhaled, circled his desk, and scooped up his personal iPhone while he watched. Password, my birthday. My heart missed a beat. I opened WhatsApp, unblocked myself from the blacklist, then tapped out a fresh message on my own phone to a deep sea. Big bro, free tonight. I want to see you. Send. His device dinged instantly. I waggled mine at him, grinning like a fox. 7 sharp. Rosemary's, South Side. Don't be late. TikTok. I dropped the phone on his blotter, spun on my heels, and stalked out, pulse pounding a drum solo against my ribs. 6:50 p.m. I sat at the window table in Rosemary's, fingers wrestling with a lemon wedge garnish. I'd chosen the city's most visible candlelit den on purpose. Celebrity chef. 99% proposal success rate. Paparazzi catnip. If Adrian walked in, he either didn't care about optics or wanted them. If he bailed, tonight was just a fever dream and tomorrow I'd hand in my badge. 7. The chair across from me stayed empty. I snorted at myself. Skye, what were you betting on? He's Adrian, man who signed skyscrapers for sport. You think he'll? The door swung open, backlit by neon. He strode in, tailored graphite jacket, no tie, face unmasked. Gasps fluttered through the room like startled doves. Phones came up, flashes flared. He ignored them, eyes locked on me. My heart jackhammered. He pulled out the chair, settled in. Traffic. Same cool cadence he used in the boardroom, except now it felt almost civil. I blinked, speechless. The man toggled between Ice Queen CEO, velvet voice deepened, and punctual dinner date faster than I could breathe. Cat got your tongue? He lifted a brow, teasing now, not predatory, just memorizing the view. I shot back. Even ashes I'd recognize Caldwell. A corner of his mouth twitched. Thought you only recognized deep end. I swallowed ice water. I'm trying to figure out which one's real. Your call, he said, flipping open the leather-bound menu. Here we go. I leaned in until candlelight painted gold on both our faces, voice dropping to a silk thread. You claimed I'm yours. I traced his knuckles. Static sparked. Don't owners take their toys for a spin? His fingers tightened around the menu. His throat worked. Encouraged, I brushed the dial of his Patek. Beautiful, but I prefer what's underneath. I let the last word melt against his ear. Adrian exhaled, slow, rough, and closed the menu. Game on. Adrian's body went stone still for a split second. I could actually feel the muscles along his wrist snap tight. A storm seemed to be gathering behind those deep eyes of his. Even the lazy violin drifting through the restaurant felt suddenly far away. The air was thick with a tension that felt dangerous and delicious. I'd done it. I'd cracked that polished, self-controlled mask of his, if only by a hairline. Smiling to myself, I drew my hand back, straightened, and restored a safe social distance, as though the woman who just brazenly teased him had been somebody else entirely. Just kidding. Adrian, don't take me seriously. I gave him a playful wink. Innocence plastered across my face. Let's order. I'm starving. Play hard to get. It was the same trick I used online with a deep end, and it never failed. Get him itching, then walk away cold. Now I'd see if it worked on Adrian in real life. He kept watching me, saying nothing. His gaze was bottomless, heavy, like it wanted to swallow me whole. At long last a low laugh rumbled out of him, the sound rolling up from his chest, husky and almost obscene. Skye. He spoke my name. You're playing with fire. Am I? I lifted a shoulder. Then watch you don't get burned. Adrian. After that I stopped looking at him, picked up the menu, and started ordering. Filet mignon, medium, black truffle mushroom soup, and an 82 Lafite. Because why not? He was paying. Adrian didn't object. He simply watched, amusement deepening by the second. The meal passed in near silence, and near scorching tension. We never mentioned Caldwell, never mentioned Deep End. We might have been any couple lost in a romantic dinner, the clink of cutlery, wine glowing in the glass, the city glittering beyond the windows. For one dizzy moment I let myself imagine, if we'd met some other way, if he weren't my boss, could anything real ever happen? The thought flashed and died as fast as it came. Impossible. We're from two different worlds, clouds and mud. When we finished, Adrian paid the check. I waited by the door. The night breeze felt cool, sobering me up, sweeping away the wine-spun fantasy. I'll drive you home, he said from behind me. I turned. He held my jacket. He slipped it over my shoulders, fingertips brushing the nape of my neck, burning hot. I flinched. No need. I'll call a ride. I didn't want any more entanglement. The game ended tonight. It's late. Not safe. His tone brooked no argument. He caught my wrist and steered me toward the garage. Warm, strong fingers closed around me. I tugged once, useless, and let him lead me into the low-slung black Bentley. Inside, the scent of cedar, his scent, filled the small space. Mouth-wateringly dangerous. He didn't start the engine right away. He looked at me instead. Eyes shockingly bright in the dim cabin. Skye. Each time he said it, it felt like a fingertip tapping my heart. Have fun tonight? It was okay. I turned my face away. Really? He leaned in until I was flat against the door. Because his face loomed, breath warm on my skin. Haven't had nearly enough. The words landed and so did his mouth. Wine sweet, cedar dark, utterly ruthless. My mind went white. He was kissing me, right here in the car. The kiss matched him, a cool, testing brush at first, then wildfire. I shoved at his chest. He pinned both my wrists above my head, cupped the back of my skull, and took the kiss deeper. No contest. I was outgunned, left to ride out the storm. My heart hammered so hard I thought it would crack a rib. Shame, rage, and a flicker of thrill I refused to name. When he finally let me breathe a sliver of air, a silver strand of saliva still linked us. Obscene and intimate, I dragged in ragged gulps of oxygen, cheeks on fire, lips swollen and stinging. I glared up at him, eyes glassy with tears, half from breathlessness, half from fury. Amusement glinted in his gaze. He traced my bruised lower lip with a thumb that was gentle and obscene at once. Tasty, he murmured, licking his own lips. Better than that 82 Lafite. I swung. He caught my wrist midair. Want to hit me, Skye? A dangerous smile tugged at his mouth. Remember, you wrote the rules. You started this. I deflated, hand falling limp. Stop the car. I'm done. My voice cracked. He was too much. I couldn't play at his level. No. He shifted into drive. The game's not over. What? But he was already gliding into traffic. The black Bentley, a silent predator beneath us. Where are we going? Apprehension crept up my spine. You'll see. He shot me a sideways smile that looked almost wicked in the neon wash. Promise, it'll be more fun than dinner. 30 minutes later, we slipped into the private garage of a Meridian tower I didn't recognize, hushed lighting, discreet cameras of money and power oozing from the concrete. Out. He killed the engine. Adrian, what exactly do you want? I eyed him, pulse racing. If you think you can, I'll call the cops. He laughed like I'd told the best joke. Skye. He breathed against my ear, think back. What were your last words to me last night? Last night, I typed, baby, hearing your voice isn't enough. When can I see you? Then, because my online courage knows no shame, I want to know if your abs feel as sexy as your voice. My face drained of blood. The elevator walls were mirrored. I stared at our reflections, him behind me, tall shadow swallowing mine. I couldn't look up. Couldn't breathe. His gaze scorched through my clothes. When the doors chimed open at the penthouse, only one door waited ahead. He unlocked it and stepped aside. Inside, lights stayed off. Only city glow spilled through the glass, painting the room in hazy gold. Come in. The door clicked shut behind me. Lock. Switch. Point of no return. He moved to the bar, poured 2 fingers of the same whiskey I'd sipped in his office that afternoon, and offered me one. I refused. Think I drugged it? He chuckled. Took a sip himself. Skye, I don't need cheap tricks on you. The casual arrogance stung. I snatched the glass, downed it in one scorching swallow. Second dose of liquid pride today. First to save my career, now to save face. Happy now? My eyes watered. I slammed the tumbler down. You've seen me rattled. Mission accomplished? He said nothing, just walked forward. I backed up until cold glass met my shoulder blades. City lights spinning far below us. Skye. His palm cupped my cheek. Calloused thumb stroking. Maddening. You think I brought you here to gloat? His voice came rough. Low. Isn't that exactly what you're doing? I fought to keep my tone steady. No, baby. His lips brushed my ear. I'm here to finish what we started. What you asked for. Heat flooded me. My knees almost folded. He guided my hand to his flat stomach. Shirt whisper thin between us. Hard slabs. Perfect ridges. Exactly what I'd fantasized about. Only hotter. Real. My brain crashed. Tell me. He ordered softly. Tell me you like it. I bit my lip. Last defense. Won't talk? He laughed. Low velvet. Fine. We've got all night. I'll make you say it out loud. With that, he scooped me up in a bridal carry. I yelped and instinctively locked my arms around his neck. He strode through the living room and into the bedroom. The room was huge, stark black, white, and gray, as minimalist as the man himself. Cold, restrained, yet the bed was chaos, sheets tangled, pillows on the floor, proof the owner had slept as restlessly as I had. He lowered me gently onto the wide mattress. It was cloud soft. I sank straight in. He braced himself above me and looked down. No overhead light. Only a single brass floor lamp glowing amber beside the headboard, painting everything in slow, syrupy promise. His face was half lost in shadow, but his eyes, those eyes, blazed like twin torches ready to burn me to ash. Skye. My name curled off his tongue, the last note lifting like a hunter spotting game. Game phase 2, he whispered. Starts now. He bent and kissed me. Nothing like the frantic, take no prisoners kiss in the car. This one was soft, searching, almost lazy, feather tips brushing my heart, ticklish, and lethal. My locked muscles loosened under that tender assault until, without noticing, I kissed back. Clumsy at first, then fluent, as if we'd done this 1,000 nights. The realization shamed me, and thrilled me. It felt like stepping through a hidden door into a brand new world. Adrian, my only guide.